not it.
Oh, home is where you make it.
I did spit. And I threw some sweat.
Yeah, we should watch that. Is it literally just these idiots that
No. Parker got here, the Hoffmans.
I'm in Austin and the Hoffmans.
Dude, you gotta go in the boat shop.
Bet, I'll go check it out. I saw they had Pippins, because they wear Pippins. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring money next time.
We're not coming back here. Why would we ever?
Oh,
We're literally never coming back here. Oh, next time. It won't be. This is our last time.
Got you lacking with this creature. Is it? Honestly, it's on the hat. I like it. Yeah, I got it there. Touch it.
Yakima Bears. Ball? Uh-huh. Same league. I don't remember how many years ago they got rid of it.
How much Spokane supposed to be?
They tried to be at one time.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, this should still work.
Well, before they made Tacoma the AAA, they were contemplating Spokane. I think they just thought that was
Total 19 years.
but Spokane.
And the occasional college club. I guess there's some guy on that team that's first round. Is it first round pick?
No.
Possibly? No. That's when we should.
That's so low, man.
Running into the left center gap is
my last day.
Hey, talk to me when you can actually get your there's a kid from Pippins like in Saddle that never Spencer Shipman's on this. Spencer Shipman's on this. Yeah. He's like you do with your West Valley. He's committed to Oregon State. And still Portland. Obviously he's left even more and now he's going
Register for this 3-day camp at PippinsBaseball.com. Kids of all ages, skill levels, and participate. The registration deadline is this Friday,
senior. He's like, three wall kids on here. Shows me the scores. Brother.
Like that.
Oh, never mind. These are like legit. Yeah. I had two teammates on that. Don't be like that. What does YBC stand for? I'm not a real Cal Yale University. That's exactly.
You're missing the D and the C, but it's close.
That Kellogg education, baby.
Oh, she's for 3.1.
Because he goes to Kellogg.
I was like, no, I didn't expect you.
There's better kids on the Yakima and this other team. Never mind. I don't see a single item. No. But it's oh, but you would give me the one. Well, we're the North. I never know West. I wouldn't. We're the West. You know who's closed those 3 games?
Ceremonial first apple celebrates one of the elements of the from Providence, Indiana, and from Ellsworth, Georgia, apple trees line the highways of the valley. The Yakima Valley is centuries of apple production in the heart of the greatest apple region in the world. Throwing out tonight's first apple is Jake Hansen, Senior Vice President of Banner Bake, tonight's game sponsor and the official baking partner of the Yakima Valley. Nice job, Jake.
Get Chase.
After taking 2 of 3 against the Corvallis Knights yesterday, the Springfield Drifters travel north to face off against the Yakima Valley Pippins. Hello and welcome to Yakima County Stadium. My name is Knight Uretsky, and the Drifters just drove up today to face off against the Pippins. And earlier this season, the Yakima Valley Pippins got the better of the Drifters. The Pippins ended up winning 2 of 3 against the Drifters in Springfield. But these two teams meet again now here in July. July 1st is the day. Happy Canada Day to all the Canadians watching at home. But today it's a brand new series. The Drifters 9-15 overall after taking those 2 games from Corvallis. They were a big wins for the Drifters, and they were able to improve to 8-10 overall in the South, 9-15 overall. Yakima Valley, the only team behind the Drifters right now in the standings. Yakima Valley 7-17 overall, 7-17 all their games in the South Division. Ultimately, though, 2 of those 7 wins for Yakima Valley came against the Springfield Drifters, and so Springfield today looking for a little bit of a revenge. Walla Walla and Yakima Valley played earlier this week and ended up Walla Walla losing 2 of 3 to Yakima Valley. Yakima Valley able to win another series. This was their first series win since the one against the Drifters, and so both teams coming off a series win, and they're looking to keep the momentum here today in Yakima. It is a very warm day in Yakima. Let me tell you, just being outside for batting practice, it was very, very hot today. They're introducing the starting lineups right now, and I'll read you through the starting lineups as well. So for Yakima Valley, leading things off is going to be Hank Dunn, the center fielder. He's followed by Connor Cabalas, the shortstop, Jackson Sorensen, the first baseman in the 3-hole. Shane Simpson going to be the DH and the cleanup hitter. Tyler Griggs, the Gonzaga guy, he'll be the second baseman. Josh Davis is going to be the catcher today. Owen McWilliam going to be the left fielder in the 7 spot. Aiden Van Rensum, the third baseman today. We saw him in the outfield in the series against the Drifters in Springfield. He's going to get the start at the hot corner today. And then Luke Rolliter going to be in right field. That's the starting lineup for Yakima Valley, 1 through 9. On the mound for Yakima Valley, it'll be number 44, Blake Leverton. And he's set to face off against the Springfield Drifters lineup that consists of Mac Moyer at the top, Michael Soper in the 2 spot playing second base. Dane Frazier going to be the third baseman today. He's the Yakima Valley College product. Jake Dodge going to be the first baseman in the cleanup hole. Taylor Holder, the right fielder from the University of Oregon, and now actually in the transfer portal, he'll be the 5-hole hitter. He was a Yakima Valley Pippin last year, and the Pippins ended up making it all the way to the championship game. Dominic Hellman going to be the DH, Matt Quintanar, the catcher, Sheehan O'Connor, the shortstop, and then Cannon Reeder rounds out the lineup. We're all set for the national anthem now, so we'll step aside and take a break, and we'll come back right after the national anthem. Excellent national anthem, and we'll go through the bottom half of the order for Springfield one more time. Got a little rush there right before the national anthem, but Dominic Hellman, he's going to be the DH in the 6th spot. Matt Quintanar, the catcher in the 7-hole. Sheehan O'Connor going to be the shortstop for the Drifters, and then Cannon Reeder going to be the center fielder in the 9 spot. In this WCL matchup between the bottom 2 teams in the WCL South, but don't hold that against them. These are 2 teams that believe they're very talented. They just haven't been performing to the best of their ability, and I think that is the case. I think the Drifters definitely have some really talented players on this team. Their pitching has been really, really good, just the hitting's been inconsistent, and if you talk to head coach Tommy Richards, he'll say the same thing. Richards today, just talking to him before the game, we don't have a Tommy talk for you guys today on the road, but just talking to him, he thinks that the big thing for this team is just being able to score first. That was the big difference between Game 2 and Game 3 in the series against Corvallis. Game 2, of course, was just not a good one for the Drifters. 14-2 was the final, and really the offense couldn't get going. They trailed 14-0, and really Corvallis just took the lead early in the first inning, and they just never let go of it. This is a team that when they score first, they have a lot more confidence in themselves. And so the big thing tonight is if the Drifters can score first, I think that they'll be able to hang on. But if they don't, then they'll have an uphill battle. So Mac Moyer, the left fielder, headed off to the University of Oregon, will step up to the plate. He'll be facing off against the pitcher in Blake Leverton. Lefty versus righty matchup to begin. As the first pitch comes in, Moyer grounds it up the middle. Coming over is Cabalas, the shortstop. He'll throw to first and gets the quick Moyer. One pitch, one out for Leverton. As we begin the top of the first, nobody on, first out is recorded. They're really struggling with the scoreboard right now. Right now it says 3-1 Drifters in the 9th inning. So they're really struggling here in Yakima, So Michael Soper today getting the start at the second base position as a look in, and it's a strike, 87 miles per hour on the outside part of the plate, 1-1. Leverton, the right-hander on the mound. And he'll fire in a pitch that misses outside. Defensively for Yakima Valley, Owen McWilliam going to be in left field. Hank Dunn, the center fielder. Luke Rolliter going to be in right field. As Soper looks at the pitch, grounds it up the middle, and he'll get through for a single. And a man is aboard for the Drifters here in the top of the first. So bring up Dane Frazier, the third baseman today for the Drifters. Frazier's been really living back in the infield. At the beginning of the year, he was an infielder. They moved him to the outfield to get him more reps, more action, and then since then, he's come back into the infield because they realized that his bat is something very valuable to this team. And now he's back in the order at the 3-hole position as the first pitch to him misses high, and it's now 1-0 to Dane Frazier. In the infield for Yakima Valley, Aiden Van Rumsen, the third baseman. Connor Cabalas, the shortstop. Tyler Griggs is going to be the second baseman. Jackson Sorensen over there at first, and behind the plate is Josh Davis, the catcher. They go back to first. Soper in there safely. 1-0 the count to Dane Frazier. So that's the outfield positions for Yakima Valley as the pitch misses outside. 2-0 to Dane Frazier now. Leverton, the right-hander from Seattle University. He's actually from Yakima, Washington, so he's pitching for his hometown team. And again, both these teams winning their last series. Leverton fires an off-speed 70-mile-per-hour curveball. Got 13 inches of break on that one. It was called for a strike, 2-1. Leverton was one of the top pitching prospects from the state of Washington coming out of high school before heading off to Seattle. We'll throw a pitch inside on Frazier. A slider misses, and it's 3-1 to the third baseman. 0-0 the score, top of the first. Michael Soper standing at first base. Really good turnout today in Yakima Valley. Fans are already making some noise. Here's the 3-1. Frazier fouls it away, and it's now 3-2. The count runs full. The dimensions in this ballpark are very, very unique. Right down the line, it is 293 feet, but right after it goes right down the line, it jogs right back up, and at times this ballpark can be as deep as 406 to dead center, but it is 293 right down the line, so if you can hook it right down the line, you don't have to hook it far, as Frazier fouls off the 3-2, and he'll see another pitch. This is definitely one of the most unique ballparks I've been in. The walls here are 16 feet high. So although the walls are very, very short down the corners, they are very, very high. As Soper's going to take off, it's a hit-and-run situation. Frazier puts it in the infield, and heading over to third is Soper. And that hit was really set up on the hit-and-run by Soper, because the way that Frazier hit it, Tyler Griggs, the second baseman, moved over to second to try to cover for Soper taking off there. And if he would have just stayed put, he probably would have caught that on a line. Instead, Frazier gets it down with the single, back-to-back singles for the Drifters, and he'll bring up Jake Dodge, the first baseman. Runners on the corners, just one out. And this is a big moment for the Drifters we were talking about. This is a team that thrives when they score first, and they have a situation here where they can. Dodge stands in, the lefty. He'll look in on the righty. The pitch comes in. Dodge slaps it foul. And it's outside. Also, we'd like to apologize about the Wi-Fi today. It has been running very, very slow. It's been going from high Wi-Fi to very low Wi-Fi, and so we've gotten a very inconsistent feed. We're hoping the audio is good, though. But it is 0-0 here in Yakima in the top of the first. Runners on the corners. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Nothing we can do about the opposing team's Wi-Fi. Dodge slaps it towards left field, and it's going to get past the diving Owen McWilliam. 1 run scores. They're going to wave the next one in Frazier. The throw's going to come in high, but they easily get Frazier at home. Dodge an RBI double, but 1 run scores and 1 runner is thrown out. I think in that situation, Jordan Sunich probably should hold Frazier as Frazier was tapping on third, rounding the corner as the throw came in from Cabales, and Frazier was well out. But it's an RBI double for Jake Dodge, and the Drifters lead 1-0. So the second out is recorded on the throw out from Cabales. Frazier out at the plate. And in steps Taylor Holder, who was absent from the lineup in Game 3 versus Corvallis. But, man, he had a great game number 2 as he'll sky one deep to center field, but not very deep. Coming over is Hank Dunn to field it, and that'll do it for the top of the first inning. 1 run comes in on 3 hits for the Drifters. They lead 1-0. We head to the bottom of the first. You're watching the Springfield Drifters on the road here in Yakima Valley. Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning. The Drifters leading 1-0. It's a great start for Springfield. And again, we apologize for the buffering on the stream. We hope that the audio is okay, though, but not really sure what we could do. We're wired in. We tried the wireless Wi-Fi. Everything doesn't seem to be working here in Yakima. Hander on the mound throws in the first pitch here in the bottom of the first, and it misses 1-0. Hank Dunn, Connor Cabales, and Jackson Sorensen, 1-2-3 up for the Yakima Valley Pippins as Chavez throws a pitch that misses outside, and it's 2-0. A fastball from Chavez. So Diego Chavez from Oxnard goes to Oxnard College as he throws a 2-0 that misses inside, and it's 3-0. He's getting the start today. He's normally a guy that comes out of the pen, normally throws about 1 inning. And today, that's exactly what he's going to be doing. He'll throw 1 inning for the Drifters as the 3-0 misses below the knees, and Dunn's aboard. 4-pitch walk to start for Diego Chavez. But Diego Chavez, he literally is just going to throw 1 inning today. You can see in the bullpen right now, Dylan O'Connor, he's warming up. O'Connor was slated to start today, but O'Connor's college wanted him to get a little bit of action out of the bullpen, so they decided to put him in the bullpen and have him come in the second inning. So Chavez is just going to be the opener today for the Drifters. He starts with a 4-pitch walk. First pitch to Connor Cabales in there for a strike, 0-1. So Connor Cabales, he's a Gonzaga player. He was the WCC Defensive Player of the Year this past year at Gonzaga, batting .267 on the year with the Pippins. As the 0-1 misses below the knees, back behind the plate is Quintanar to stop it, 1-1. Defensively for the Drifters, Mac Moyer in left field, Cannon Reeder in center field, Taylor Holder in right field. As Chavez throws a 1-1 that's skied out towards right field. Holder not moving at all. Now he'll move a little over to the left, makes the catch. And the first out is recorded here in the bottom of the first. A fly out from Cabales. So bring up Jackson Sorensen, the first baseman. Sorensen on the year, a .263 batting average, 10 RBIs, 2 home runs, and 5 doubles. He's another Gonzaga guy. Man, this Yakima Valley team is loaded with Gonzaga Bulldogs. Chavez throws a pitch, and it's rattled out towards center field. Going back is Reeder, and it's a deep part of the ballpark. He'll catch it at about 380, and he'll throw it in. 1 pitch, 1 out to Jackson Sorensen, and he'll bring up Shane Simpson. So Simpson steps up to the plate. Runner at first and Hank Dunn. Back-to-back outs for Diego Chavez. 2 outs, 1-0. The Drifters lead here in the bottom of the first. Chavez throws back to first. Dodge there to hold. In there safely is Dunn. I believe Jake Dodge is wearing a new number today. I think he's wearing 28. I don't think there's a 26 blue jersey, which is why Dodge is wearing that one. They throw back to first, and they got him. Hank Dunn is thrown out at first. Diego Chavez picks him off, and that'll do it for the bottom of the first inning. 1, 2, 3 they go in a unique order. We head to the second, 1-0 the Drifters lead. You're watching the Springfield Drifters on the road here on the Drifters live stream. Welcome back to Yakima. It is the second inning now as the Springfield Drifters lead 1-0 after the RBI double for Jake Dodge. Blake Leverton back on the mound for the Yakima Valley Pippins. Leverton was a guy that threw against Springfield earlier in the year. Now he's pitching against them again here in Yakima. First pitch to Dominic Hellman misses, and it's 1-0. Dominic Hellman getting the start at DH today after back-to-back third base starts. Sees a slider from Leverton that misses away, and it's 2-0. Leverton overall in the year, this is his 8th outing. An 0-3 record with a 7.50 ERA, although he had a great performance against the Drifters. Hellman sees a strike called, and it's 2-1. Through 2 innings against the Drifters, didn't allow a single hit, did walk 2 batters and strike out 1, but he faced 8 and got out of it. Hellman, a big hack there, whiffs on it, and it evens it 2-2. Dominic Hellman, he's had a double and a triple so far in his Drifters career. He's a guy that has a lot of pop off the bat. one of the best power hitters in his high school class, rated a 10 overall in perfect game. The 2-2, high for Hellman, and it's 3-2. Man, that's hard to do, throw a high pitch to Dominic Hellman, the guy that stands 6'6" as an infielder. 3 balls, 2 strikes, here's the pitch. Hellman gets a piece of it, he'll stay alive and see another one. Leverton, his last time out, he threw 4 innings against Portland, gave up 5 runs on 7 hits. Also walked 4. He has a big walk problem. 10 walks overall in the year. 3-2. And times is called. The officials are going to discuss. Now the other umpire is going to come in and discuss. I think they're going to see if that Hellman stepped over and was anticipating a ball and maybe got a little antsy to leave towards first. I'm not sure exactly what the call is. It was 3 balls, 2 strikes. You can look here on the TrackMan as that one was inside for sure. But Hellman is going to be aboard with the walk. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch came inside, and it's a walk to Hellman. So the Drifters get their leadoff man aboard here in Yakima in the top of the second. 1-0 the Drifters lead. Now Leverton's back on the mound. Now the second umpire, Anthony Atkinson, the field umpire today. Matt Van Houten, the home plate umpire. Van Houten is the one that's been drawing in Atkinson. This is the second time they're meeting now. As of right now, Dominic Hellman standing at first base as they're discussing. The manager of Yakima Valley, Chris Christangel, is now awaiting a decision. He came out to discuss. Now Richards is going out to talk to the umpires. Leverton and Josh Davis, the catcher, now converging. Man, this is a confusing play and taking up a while. But again, we're here right now in the top of the second inning. 1-0, the Drifters lead. They've still yet to figure out the scoreboard here, as it still says the Drifters are leading 3-1 in the 9th inning. But 1-0, they do lead here. It is a very good crowd here today in Yakima Valley at Yakima County Stadium. This is a really nice facility. The press box here, pretty decent. There is actual stadium seats here up and down the line, which is really, really nice. And they're pretty full for the most part here today. For granted, it is fireworks night. It's Friday night fireworks, and so a lot of people have come out to see the fireworks on 4th of July weekend. And we mentioned it is Canada Day today, so happy Canada Day to all the Canadians out there. But it's great. It's been 4th of July weekend here, and you can see the festivities they have. Behind the plate, they have the Yakima Valley Pippins logo decked out in the stars and stripes. Down the lines, you can see the Yakima Valley Pippins logo with the actual Pippin apple. Have the Uncle Sam type top hat with the stars and stripe on that. And now they're going to call Dominic Hellman out. So that's an out for Hellman. That's the second time Hellman's gotten out on a play that is very unique. Hellman got out on a play earlier this season. It was actually 2 games ago against Corvallis. His first start, they said he missed third base as a pitch comes into Quintanar that misses 1-0. But Hellman's going to be out on a strikeout. Man, I'm surprised. They initially ruled him safe at first with a walk, and then they discussed again and changed their mind as Quintanar sees a pitch outside miss, and it's 2-0. So Hellman out on an unusual play. It's a first strikeout for Blake Leverton, and it brings up Matt Quintanar, the catcher. Quintanar's been put into the rotation in a loaded catching core. Checks his swing and fouls it off to the right side, 2-1. Quintanar, he's going to be heading off to Pepperdine next year as an incoming freshman, and he has a really, really nice swing. I think the big thing about him is They need to work on his defense. He's an all right catcher, but defensively at the collegiate level, you need to be really, really good. As the pitch misses high, it's 3-1. He definitely has the bat for D1, but I think his defense is something that he's been working on a lot of. His first outing defensively didn't really get a lot of praise from the pitchers, but I think that as the season's gone on, he's been able to improve a little bit. But he's a pretty quiet guy. He kind of just carries himself very high. He knows he has raw talent. He has a bat to show for it. Whiffs on that one from Leverton, and it's 3-2 now. When Quintanar barrels up a ball, man, it goes far. He can really, really hit the ball hard. As we'll check his swing again, he's arguing that he got hit by a pitch. And he is going to step back in. They call it foul. This is his third start in WCL play, just a .250 batting average. 1 for 4 overall in his WCL at bats. 3-2. Grounded to the left side. Cabales, the shortstop, picks it up, throws it across, and gets Quintanar there. Second out is recorded on a 6-3 ground out, and it'll bring up Sheehan O'Connor, the shortstop. So O'Connor back at the shortstop position after going over and playing first base in Game 3. He's normally a middle infielder and actually can play third base as well, but I've seen him at first base a couple of times as Leverton throws a ball. Slider misses away. He's been real antsy to throw that slider. As the 1-0 misses inside, 88-mile-per-hour fastball. He has quite the difference between his fastball and slider. His fastball's coming in around 88, 89, and his slider's coming in around 71. The 2-0, O'Connor sends the right field. Ranging back is Rolliter. He'll stop near the track and make the catch. And the final out is recorded in the top of the second. 1, 2, 3 they go. The Drifters lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of 2. The Yakima Valley Pippins coming up to hit. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the road in Yakima Valley. Bottom of the second inning, the Springfield Drifters leading 1-0. Dylan O'Connor now on the mound as the first pitch to Shane Simpson is swung on and missed, 0-1. So like we said in the first inning, Diego Chavez, he was just the opener today, was only getting the 1 inning before Dylan O'Connor came in. The 0-1 sent out towards center field, not very high or far. Coming in now is Moyer, the left fielder, catching it in the alley and making the catch. And the first out is recorded here in the second. So bring up Tyler Griggs, the second baseman. Man, the wind right now is whipping straight over to the left field line. If you can see the Budweiser sign in right center field, it is going right towards, actually, I guess the first base line, or third base line rather. More blowing it towards the third base side than the left field side, but it is blowing straight back right now. Not sure the ball is going to carry as O'Connor throws a first pitch ball to Griggs, 1-0. So Dylan O'Connor, the last time he pitched was probably the best pitching performance in Drifters history. That's right, I said history. A 9-inning complete game for Dylan O'Connor. And he'll get a strike to Griggs on a slider, and it's now 1-2. 1-1 rather. O'Connor, though, he gave up only 3 hits and 2 runs, and those 2 runs came in 1 inning. Other than that, he was really, really good. Griggs fouls it back, and it's now 1-2. But I can say best pitching performance in Drifters history. It was the first complete game, and we haven't seen very many pitchers for the Drifters pitch past 6 innings. He pitched all 9. The 1-2, Griggs swings and misses on a pitch outside. O'Connor got him to chase, and the second out's recorded on a strikeout. So bring up Josh Davis, the catcher, to face off against Dylan O'Connor. But overall in the year, he has a 5.48 ERA. He's given up at least 2 runs in every single game except one against Bend, which he gave up 7. First pitch is fouled off by Josh Davis. It's 0-1. That one against Bend was a tough one. He gave up the 7 runs against the Bend Elks, and those 7 runs came in the first 5 innings for him. Just couldn't get it together. Ended up giving up a couple of runs in each time. Grounded to the third base side. Picking it up is Frazier. He'll throw across the dodge at first. 1-2-3 they go in the second. 1-0 the Drifters lead as we head to the third inning. You're watching the Springfield Drifters on the road here in Yakima Valley. Top of the third inning, the Springfield Drifters lead 1-0. 9-hole hitter Cannon Reeder coming up to the plate. He's going to be followed by the leadoff hitter Mac Moyer and the 2-hole hitter Michael Soper. 1-0 the Drifters lead after that 1-run double for Jake Dodge. Dane Frazier was thrown out the plate, and that's why it's 1-0. As the first pitch from Leverton here in the third misses high to Cannon Reeder. 1-0. We hope that the audio and video are working better here in the third inning. Right now, it looks like the Wi-Fi is improving as Reeder will half swing and get called for a strike, 1-1 now. It's looking like it's a little bit better than it was at the beginning of the game, and that's a great sign. We apologize for the Wi-Fi issues, but hopefully everything's squared away for the rest of the game. The 1-1, Reeder sends out towards right center field. In the alleyway, Hank Dunn comes over and makes the catch, and Reeder's out on a flyout. So bring up Mac Moyer. And I heard today from Coach Richards that this is a ballpark where you get a lot more hits on the ground than you do in the air, and I think a large part of that is because of the way the wind is. It is blowing straight into the field, and it'd be really hard to hit one out here. Moyer going to try to bunt it up the line. He dropped his bat, and it's called the strike, 0-1. Mac Moyer led off today with a ground out to the the shortstop, Connor Cabales. So he's 0 for 1, looking for his first hit. Getting the start today in the leadoff spot. I don't know if we've seen him there before, as the pitch misses away, 1-1. Moyer is definitely a quick guy, and he definitely has the ability to be a leadoff hitter. It's definitely a top 5 speedster on the Drifters. 1-1 misses away, and it's now 2-1 to Mac Moyer. Mac Moyer, the son of former big leaguer Jamie Moyer, played his high school baseball at IMG Academy. The 2-1, outside, 3-1. It was cool for Mac Moyer a couple weeks ago. He got to play against the CCLST, the Cascade League Showcase team, and one of the guys for their team was from IMG Academy, as well as a guy from Walla Walla. Moyer fouls this off towards the left side, actually going to stay in play, and making the catch is the left fielder, Owen McWilliam, and Mac Moyer is retired. So bring up Michael Soper, is 1 for 1 with a single. He's able to get it through up the middle. Face off against the right-hander in Leverton. 2 out, stop the third. 1-0 the Drifters lead. Blake Leverton, 1-2-3 second, and now starts ahead. 0-1 to Soper after getting the first 2 outs. It was a very unique 1-2-3 second as Dominic Hellman was called out on a strikeout on a controversial 3-2 pitch. As the 0-1 misses low from Leverton. 1-1 now. Ultimately, Hellman was called out on a strikeout, and Leverton got K number 1, his only strikeout so far today, through the order. Soper hits this one out towards left field, and it slices foul. Narrowly hits a truck that's trying to leave the parking lot right now. Does not. It's 1-2. Man, that's a dangerous area for leaving cars, as you could easily foul one off a car. The 1-2, Soper fouls it off. Same location. Look out for the cars. And it's 1-2 again. Soper, he's batting below the Mendoza line this season. A 178 batting average, just 8 hits and 45 at-bats. This is his 15th start overall in the year. 1-2. Grounded towards the left side. Cabales, the shortstop, fields it on a backhand. He'll have to throw quickly to first, and he gets Soper just in time. Soper can't believe it, but he's called out by field umpire Anthony Atkinson. 1-2-3 they go in the top of the third. We head to the bottom of the third inning. The Drifters currently lead 1-0. You're watching the Springfield Drifters on the road here on the Drifters live stream. Bottom of the third inning, Dylan O'Connor back on the mound. His second inning of relief after coming in for Diego Chavez, who was the opener today. They're hoping to get about 5 innings from O'Connor. Has about 15 innings left for the summer. As the pitch comes in, a strike, a curveball from O'Connor, 74 miles per hour. Only a 4-inch break, but he got the strike called. 0-1. Owen McWilliam, the left fielder, at the plate. As the second pitch from O'Connor's fouled off. And it's quickly 0-2 to McWilliam. So far, 6 up, 6 down for the Yakima Valley Pippins. McWilliam, Van Runsum, Rolliter, 7, 8, 9 up for Yakima Valley. The 0-2. Got him swinging. It's a curveball for Dylan O'Connor. 6-inch break that time with a horizontal break of 8 inches. And he gets the strikeout from Owen McWilliam, his second strikeout overall today. And it brings up Aiden Van Runsum, the third baseman. First pitch to Van Runsum, fouled back, and it's 0-1. Van Runsum was an outfielder when we saw him against the Drifters in Springfield. He's going to the University of Oregon. He's from Marysville, Washington, prior to heading down to Eugene. He didn't make any appearances, though, this past year at Oregon. Grounds it softly up the middle. O'Connor tried to backhand it. Now barehanding it is the shortstop, Soper. Or excuse me, not Soper. The shortstop, O'Connor. And he just got a little bit past Jake Dodge over at first. We saw O'Connor barehanded earlier this year and was able to get it out earlier. It looked like it was a tough play for Dylan O'Connor up the middle. He couldn't make the play. I'd like to see him try to turn around the glove instead of backhanded. Instead, it's a hit for Van Runsum. Just a slow dribbler, and it'll bring up Luke Rolliter, the right fielder. First pitch misses away, and it's 1-0. So first runner of the game on board for the Yakima Valley Pippins as they trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. 1 out, and here's Rolliter at the plate for the first time today. The 1-0 to Rolliter. Again, an off-speed pitch from Dylan O'Connor. It's called the strike. That's 1-1. Luke Rolliter, an outfielder for the Pippins, originally from Sammamish, Washington, and attends college at the University of Washington. And a pitch is called the strike, 1-2. So we go from a Duck to a Husky. Those schools, of course, have been in the media a lot recently with the recent news of UCLA and USC leaving to go play in the Big Ten. Be interesting to see if Washington and Oregon will continue to play each other down the line as this one's grounded down the third base line. It gets past Frazier. Heading to third now is Van Runsum. The throw comes in, and Van Runsum gets there safely. Moyer thought he had him at third, but the home plate umpire in Matt Van Houten calls him safe. And it's a 1-out double for the Pippins. Rolliter into second. It's a risky play, trying to go first to third, although it was grounded right down the third base line. And it was easily enough for a double for Rolliter, but with Moyer in that corner, and it is a short corner in the outfield, he fired it in, and they couldn't get the tag in time. Rolliter to the double, and now 2 runners in scoring position for the Pippins. Brings up the top of the order, and Hank Dunn's at the plate. First pitch to Hank Dunn, swings that, and he whiffs at that one. That was a curveball with a 10-inch break from O'Connor, 74 miles per hour. And he gets Dunn down 0-1. Dunn, so far, just a walk in the first. He was thrown out by Diego Chavez. He picked him off, and that ended the first inning after it was a 4-pitch walk for Dunn to get on. The 0-1 gets in the dirt. Stopping it behind the plate is Quintanar. 1-1. Hank Dunn, he'll be heading off to Gonzaga as well, but he's a Yakima Valley College product, originally from Eureka, Montana. Had a really, really successful career at Yakima Valley College. His teammates with a few Drifters there, but he led the NWAC in batting average this past year. Ball gets in the dirt. Quintanar keeps it in front of him. 2-1 the count. 2 runners on. 1 out, bottom of the third. The Drifters lead 1-0. Hank Dunn, despite all that success in the NWAC and leading the NWAC in batting average, just a .230 batting average so far this summer with the Pippins. He'll swing and miss on a pitch from O'Connor, and it's now even 2-2. In the series against the Drifters, he played in 2 of the 3 games, went 0 for 7 combined with a walk and a run. 2-2 the count, 1 out. 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch from O'Connor. Runs away in the dirt again. Quintanar keeping it in front of him. So it's a full count now. The Drifters lead 1-0, and that's huge. This is a team that when they're ahead, they can really work. When they're behind, they struggle to come from behind. Big at bat for the pitcher in O'Connor. He'll step off and then hop back on. So Dunn looking in. Here's the 3-2. Fouled back by Dunn, and he'll see another pitch. Although it has been a hot day, it is 7:49 p.m. here in Yakima Valley. It's a little bit later of a start than what you're used to in Springfield. 6:35 is the start time in Springfield. Today we didn't get started until about 7:10 or so. So definitely a little bit later of a game for the Drifters, and the sun is a little down because of it. And now Dunn is aboard with the walk for the second time as the 3-2 misses inside. And I'll bring up Connor Cabales with the bases loaded. Not the worst situation for O'Connor. I think in that situation, he was throwing a lot of balls, hoping to get swings and misses from Dunn, knowing that first base was open, and now they have a play everywhere. 1-0 the Drifters lead here in the bottom of the third inning. And Connor Cabales, who's 0 for 1 with the fly out, steps up to the plate. We go from a Gonzaga guy in Dunn to another Gonzaga guy in Connor Cabales. First pitch to Cabales, low, 1-0. Man, Dylan O'Connor's been really living in the dirt so far. Completely different situation than we saw him in his last outing, that 9-inning complete game. He got through those 9 innings in about 90 pitches, maybe also a little bit higher than that, about 92, 93 pitches. But today he's been working a lot of counts. Cabales grounds it to third. Stepping on third is Frazier. He'll throw it to first. It's a double play. 5-3 double play from Dane Frazier. They leave him stranded at second and first. And that'll do it for the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 the Drifters lead as we head to the fourth. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream. Top of the fourth inning, the Springfield Drifters coming up to hit after a 5-3 double play for Dayton Frazier with the bases loaded. Man, was that huge as they continue to lead, and guess who's up to the plate? It's Dayton Frazier himself. First pitch, a ball outside, 1-0. Frazier so far today He was able to reach base safely in the first. It was a single for him. As a 1-0, Frazier watches miss outside, and it's 2-0. He singled and was at first. Tried to go first to home plate on the double from Jake Dodge. He was eventually thrown out at the plate. He got waved from Jordan Sunich, but it didn't pay off as he fouls it off here, 2-1. I think Sunich would probably want to hold him up at third in that situation if he could go back, as Frazier was about 2 or 3 seconds behind the throw. And it doesn't help when Connor Cabales is the cutoff man, and he's the WCC Defensive Player of the Year. Frazier gets jammed up. Fielding it on one hop is Jackson Sorensen, the first baseman. He'll go over, tap on first, and Frazier's retired on a 3 unassisted. And I'll bring up Jake Dodge, who we mentioned had that RBI double. 1 for 1. Infield going to shift a little over towards the right. Tyler Griggs, the second baseman, standing well to the right of the second base bag as the first pitch to Dodge is fouled away. 0-1. I love to see it in a packed stadium like this. Every single foul ball, there's about 15 kids running up and down the bleachers searching for that fly ball. Dodge going to ground this up the first base side, fielding into Sorensen, back-to-back 3 unassisted plays. And I'll bring up Taylor Holder with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. 1-0 the Drifters lead. Taylor Holder, the former Yakima Valley Pippin. He originally went to the University of Oregon, and until about a week and a half ago, he thought he was going back. Instead, he just entered the transfer portal. First pitch to Holder. He'll hit it towards right field. It's slicing foul and goes foul. 0-1. So Taylor Holder, he decided to enter the transfer portal and not finish his career at Oregon. He wanted to be a Duck, but Oregon brought in 2 outfielders, both of them right fielders, which Taylor Holder plays, and both of them were really good SEC players. As the pitch misses high, and it's 1-1. They brought in a outfielder from the University of Alabama that really was the best player on Alabama's team. So that was a tough competition to combine with. As the 0-1, or 1-1 rather, in there for a strike, 1-2. They also brought in a graduate student from Vanderbilt. And so those were the 2 guys that the Ducks brought in, and ultimately it was a crowded outfield. Taylor Holder wants to play. He gets hit hard inside. That one looked like it got him right on the hand. He'll try to shake that one off. Richards comes in immediately to go talk to him. You could hear that one hit from up here at the booth. Looks like Holder's going to tough it out. Gives Takamori a fist bump over at first. Still 2 outs, runner at first now for Dominic Hellman, the DH, who today is 0 for 1 with a weird strikeout. He thought he was going to first on a walk. They called him safe at first on a walk initially. Ultimately, they changed their minds and reversed it to a strikeout, as they'll check his swing on the first pitch to him. 88-mile-per-hour fastball from Leverton. That's 0-1. So Dominic Hellman, it looked like, as the throw back to first, not in time for Holder to slide in there safely. Looked like he leaned in on the pitch, and that's what they called him out on. We'll have to get clarification for that after the game. The 0-1 to Hellman cuts right through it. Leverton got him to chase. That one was well above the strike zone. 0-2. 0-2 the count, 2 outs, and the fans here in Yakima are making some noise. Leverton shakes his head twice, now nods. He'll come set. Here's the 0-2. Oh, and high, 1-2 now to Dominic Hellman. Dominic Hellman, guy with a lot of raw power. Had a triple yesterday. And he'll go down looking. A breaking ball with an 11-inch vertical break from Leverton gets Hellman rung up. Runner left stranded at first in Taylor Holder. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 Springfield leads. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream. Bottom of the 4th inning, Jackson Sorensen, Shane Simpson, Tyler Griggs, 3, 4, and 5. The meat of the order for the Yakima Pippins due up as the first pitch from Dylan O'Connor, a fastball that misses high, 1-0. Sorensen so far today, 0 for 1 with the fly out to center field. It was just a 1-pitch swing from him. 1-0. Misses low, a slider doesn't hit for O'Connor, 2-0. Jackson Sorensen, another guy going off to Gonzaga. Or he spent this past year at Gonzaga before heading off to Yakima Valley. As the 2-0 misses, and it's now 3-0. Last year he played in the Exhibition League. There's a few guys for the Springfield Drifters that played in the Exhibition League last year. As the 3-0 comes in and misses outside to Sorensen. And he's aboard on a 4-pitch walk. Leadoff man's aboard here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 the Drifters lead after a RBI double from Jake Dodge in the 1st. Dylan O'Connor had the bases loaded last inning, but it forced a 5-3 double play ground out to end the inning. Now has a runner at first and Jackson Sorensen will have to get back into the stretch. Shane Simpson up now, the DH. First pitch to Simpson misses outside, and that's 5 straight balls thrown from Dylan O'Connor. Shane Simpson today 0 for 1 with the fly out back in the 2nd. Again, they're hoping to get 5 innings from O'Connor as the 1-0 in there for a strike. 1-1. The bullpen here, rather, are very, very interesting. They're right up the left field and right field line. Not a lot of space for them, barely a little hump. Off speed in there for a strike, and it's now 1-2. So Simpson at the plate, standing at first is Sorensen after his leadoff walk. 1-0 the Drifters lead in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the 1-2. Check swing. They appeal. He did not go, says Anthony Atkinson. That's 2-2. So going back to Sorensen, he was in the Exhibition League for the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. What a name that is. I know that Dane Frazier is starting at 3rd today for the Drifters. He was a member of the Sunfish, but the Whiskey Jacks is a cool name. The 2-2 outside, and it's now full 3-2. I think there's been more full counts from Dylan O'Connor in this game so far than he had the entire 9 innings in that last outing. The 3-2 just misses outside. It was outside from O'Connor. It was an 84-mile-per-hour slider. It'll bring up Tyler Griggs, the second baseman. Back-to-back walks issued. Still no action in the Drifters bullpen, and as I say that, someone begins to stand up. Griggs comes up to the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. So the Drifters infield will come in. A lot of teams will bunt in this situation. 2 runners on and nobody out. As the first pitch comes into Griggs, misses, and it's 1-0. So Griggs doesn't show bunt there. I've seen Griggs actually in the games in Springfield lay down a bunt before. But he doesn't show it there. Frazier and Dodge both come in. Dodge, he's standing on the grass. Frazier, he's playing a little bit conservative at third, having to potentially cover there if the ball's hit in play. Off speed from O'Connor comes in, misses high, and it's 2-0. Quintanar going to go chat with him. Dylan O'Connor back-to-back walks to start this inning here in the fourth as the Drifters lead 1-0. But again, no action in the bullpen for the Drifters. This is a sign of confidence for Tommy Richards. I was talking to him about it before the game. It's so hard to try to manage and be a coach that helps develop these guys at the same time. On one side, you want these guys to come in and get their innings that they're here for in the summer, because this is what summer ball is about, trying to get them reps, but at the same time, you're trying to manage and win games, and it's a hard balance. Griggs skies this one in the air. It's drifting into foul territory, and it falls in the bleachers and then hops over the wall, and a bunch of kids go sprint after that one. 2-1. So after the meeting, O'Connor bounces back, throws a strike, and it's fouled off by Griggs. Sorensen standing at second, Simpson at first. O'Connor set. Here's the 2-1. Griggs now shows bunt, pulled it back, and it's called a strike. And if you're going to bunt in that situation, you definitely got to lay it down. If you're Griggs there, you can't really pull it back and get it called for a strike, because now there's 2 strikes and it takes away an opportunity to bunt. Even if you bunt and it gets it foul there, at least you don't waste a strike. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, got him looking. Griggs goes down on a K for the second time today. O'Connor is 3rd strikeout overall, and he picks up the first out here in the 4th. Brings up Josh Davis, the catcher from Yakima Valley College. He'll be heading off to High Point University next year after spending his career at YVC. He'll stand in again. Sorensen at second, Simpson at first, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. O'Connor throws a pitch that misses low, and it's 1-0. So Josh Davis, he's a catcher going to High Point. The Drifters have a catcher from YVC. It's Ryan Hayes, and Hayes has been dealing with a little bit of a knee injury, but for Hayes today, he just committed to go continue his baseball career at Seattle University. As the pitch misses, 2-0 from O'Connor. So both the YVC catchers getting a chance to go play their collegiate baseball careers elsewhere. Both of them D1. It's really exciting for both of them. Yakima Valley College really pumping out some prospects. The 2-0 in there for a strike, 2-1. I will say this is my first time in Yakima. Really didn't have any idea what it would be like, but it's very, very similar to Bakersfield, where I'm from. At least that's my observation. Seems very into ag, and the brown hills in the background. Pitch misses, and it's now 3-1 to Josh Davis. You definitely get the heat here like you do in Bakersfield as well. But I kind of like it. I'm enjoying my visit so far in Yakima. 3-1 the count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Davis threw his bat back to the dugout expecting a walk. He'll have to step back in with a full count. So far, 2 hits. Only 4 Yakima Valley. Both of them came last inning. One from Van Runsum infield hit, and Luke Rolliter hit a double. Ultimately, both of them were left stranded on base. Here's the 3-2. Curveball. Davis waits for it and sends it foul, right field side. See another pitch. It was a defensive swing, it looked like, from Davis. It will just make contact for it. O'Connor now comes set at the waist. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Dylan O'Connor. Number 4 on the day, and there's now 2 outs. And that's a great response from back-to-back walks as back-to-back strikeouts. He's 1 out away from getting out of the inning. 1-0, the Drifters lead, bottom of the 4th inning. This brings up Owen McWilliam, who today is 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. Here's the first pitch. Hit towards right field on a line, it gets down. Fielding on one hop is Holder. He'll fire it into the plate. The throw comes in, and staying at third was Sorensen, so the bases are going to be loaded. It was a hard hit ball, 92 miles per hour off the bat, but Holder was able to field it quickly and keep the runner in Sorensen at third. Bases loaded one more time for the Pippins. O'Connor trying to get out of this inning without giving up a run. This brings up Aiden Van Runsum, the University of Oregon product. Van Runsum, like we mentioned, 1 for 1 with an infield hit. First pitch, swing and a miss. 73-mile-hour breaking ball from O'Connor. Got him to chase. 0-1. Van Runsum was a top 25 player from the state of Washington. He was ranked number 13th overall by Prep Baseball Sports. And he'll line one towards left field, and it gets down just in front of McMoyer. He'll field it on one hop, throw it in, and the throw is well up the line. They throw to third now as they're trying to get the runner there. Sliding in safely is Owen McWilliam. 2-run score for the Pippins on the RBI hit from Aiden Van Runsum. And Yakima Valley takes the lead 2-1. So McWilliam goes first to third, a little bit risky of a play. Staying at first is Van Runsum. He's 2 for 2 now. And add 2 RBIs to his name. And here's Luke Rolliter, and the stands are shaking. The fans here in Yakima Valley are loud, stomping their feet, and you can feel it in the press box. Connor still trying to get out of the inning. 2 outs. First pitch misses high and away to Luke Rolliter. 1-0. Rolliter had that double down the third base line. It was just fair, and it literally hugged the right field line. Excuse me, left field line. As the 1-0, outside to the lefty, 2-0. Luke Rolliter originally went to Everett Community College before going off to the University of Washington. Last year he played with the Bellingham Bells on a 10-day contract, now playing for the Pippins. That one's in there for a strike, 2-1. Overall with Bellingham last year, just went 2 for 8 with 1 strikeout and 1 walk over 7 games. Didn't really get a lot of action. He's definitely played more here in Yakima Valley. Here's the 2-1, misses high. Quintanar's going to throw it to second. They're trying to get the runner in a rundown. They tag him just before the runner, and Owen McWilliam came in, and I believe they're going to call him out. Either way, they throw out the runner at second in Van Runsum, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 runs come in for Yakima Valley on the base knock from Aiden Van Runsum. We head to the 5th. Drifters coming up to hit, trailing by 1. Top of the 5th inning, Matt Quintanar at the plate as the first pitch to him. He grounds to the shortstop, Connor Cabales. He fields it on a backhand, then fires a bullet across the diamond to get Quintanar. First out is recorded here in the 5th as Yakima Valley leads 2-1. And he'll bring up Sheehan O'Connor now, 1 out. Quintanar now 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to the shortstop, Cabales. It was a 2-run bottom of the 4th inning for the Yakima Valley Pippins to put them ahead. It was a 2 RBI hit for Aiden Van Runsum, his second hit today, as the first pitch to Sheehan O'Connor misses low, and it's 1-0. Blake Leverton has done a great job on the mound for the Yakima Valley Pippins besides that first inning as O'Connor fouls it away. It's 1-1. Since that first inning where he gave up 3 hits and 1 run, he has yet to give up a hit. The only time a runner has reached base safely was a hit by pitch to Taylor Holder, but it's been basically chalk for the Drifters as the bats have gone silent. O'Connor gets jammed up inside, fouls it off, and it's 1-2. Leverton, the right-hander from Seattle, so we just mentioned Ryan Hayes, the catcher for the Drifters, committed to Seattle University. He'll be teammates with Leverton there. The 1-2 to O'Connor, lined right back up the middle. It gets through for a single. And the Drifters have a runner aboard with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Sheehan O'Connor now 1 for 2 today, and he'll bring up Cannon Reeder. The Drifters today wearing the blue jerseys with the gray pants. This is the first time they've whipped out this uniform combination. We saw them whip out the gray pants for the first time against Corvallis in game number 2, and I think everybody remembered how that one went, 14-2. I think they're feeling a little bit superstitious tonight, and on the road they decided to go with the blue jerseys for at least game 1. Reeder swings at the first pitch to him, sends it high in the air, but not very far to center field. Hank Dunn comes in and makes the catch right in the shaded, sunny area. Second out is recorded on the first pitch to Cannon Reeder. Back-to-back flyouts for Reeder to center field, and it'll bring up Mac Moyer. Really love this transition from Cannon Reeder and Mac Moyer because you get the incoming Oregon State freshman to the incoming University of Oregon freshman. And you could really place them in either place 1 and 9, both of them. But I like this combination 1-2. First pitch to Mac Moyer in there for a strike on 1. Moyer today 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. He'll stand in with a runner at first and Sheehan O'Connor. 2 outs, top of the 5th. The Drifters trailing 2-1. Here's the 0-1. Moyer waits for a slider and sends it foul into the parking lot area. 0-2. So Mac Moyer, this is his 3rd overall start in WCL play. Getting the nod today in left field. The 0-2, Moyer fouls it off again, and he'll see another pitch. Moyer today wearing number 13. I think that's another number change for him. I think he was wearing number 39 for a while. Man, these numbers have been constantly changing with the Drifters. And Moyer's going to go down looking. Leverton gets another strikeout. It's number 3 for him. We now head to the bottom of the 5th inning as Sheehan O'Connor's left stranded at first after his 1-out single. 2-1, the Yakima Valley Pippins lead. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream. Bottom of the 5th inning, and the Drifters currently trail 2-1, each team with 4 hits apiece. But overall, 2 runs came in on the base hit from Aiden Van Runsum. Only 1 came in from the hit from Jake Dodge, and that's where we stand. First pitch to Luke Rolliter, back up here in the bottom of the 5th, called the strike from Dylan O'Connor, 0-1. Rolliter was up last inning when Van Runsum tried to steal second, get himself in a rundown to score the runner in McWilliam at third. It was unsuccessful, but Rolliter going to line it up the middle. It gets down and fielding it on 2 hops. In center field is Cannon Reeder. It's a leadoff single for Luke Rolliter as he's now 2 for 2 today. 5th hit overall for Yakima Valley. And it brings up the top of the order and Hank Dunn. So here's Hank Dunn, leading off from first is Rolliter. Dodge there to hold him. O'Connor now comes set. Here's the first pitch to Dunn. Swing and a miss from Dunn. It's 0-1. Hank Dunn today, so far, he hasn't had an at-bat registered. 2 walks, 1 on 4 pitches in the first and 1 on a full count in the third. Infield is shifted at double play depth. The wind has died down and the flag's blowing straight down now. As O'Connor goes back to first, in there safely is Rolliter. Here's the 0-1 to Dunn, grounded towards the left side. O'Connor comes over, bobbles it, and it's going to be an error. The Drifters had a chance at a double play there, but O'Connor bobbles it. It allows both runners to advance safely. It would have at least gotten 1 at second and Rolliter, maybe 2 at Dunn at first, but instead it's an error for O'Connor. And it brings up Connor Cabales. 2 runners on, nobody out, bottom of the 5th. 2-1, the Pippins lead. Shan O'Connor's had a few errors at the third base position this year. To try to find the number on that one as Cabales shows bunt, gets it up the third base line, and man, is that a beauty. He can't even get a play as Frazier, as Cabales laid down a perfect bunt, and the bases are loaded. And that's the danger of allowing an error to happen. It's a free 90, as Coach Richards likes to talk about. And now the bases are loaded. Here's Jackson Sorensen, the first baseman. Keith Hessler's going to come out. There is a man warming up in the Drifters bullpen. We'll have to see if this is it for O'Connor. He's had a couple of bases loaded, jams to work in. And as of right now, the situation looks like O'Connor's going to be left in. Doesn't look like anybody in the Drifters bullpen is ready. I believe it's Jay Stoffel down there. And it looks like they're going to keep O'Connor in. So O'Connor had bases loaded earlier in the game. That was back in the 3rd inning. He ended up getting a 5-3 double play to get out of the jam. But in a different situation here, nobody out. And the crowd is starting to feel it here in Yakima Valley. They're stomping their feet, making some noise. They're hoping for a victory. The first pitch to Sorensen misses outside. 1-0. Sorensen so far 0 for 1 with a walk back in the 4th. He came around to score on that walk. Here's the 1-0. Line towards center field. Reeder coming in. He'll make the catch as his hat flies off. He'll throw the ball in. It gets cut off by Dodge. They'll go to 2. The tag at second. Not in time. Dodge can't believe it. Soper also in disbelief. But Cabales gets into second safely. Coming in to score is Luke Rolliter. Dunn heads over to 3rd. It's a sac fly by Jackson Sorensen. 3-1 Pippins lead. So 2 runners still in scoring position, first base open, and Shane Simpson steps up to the plate, the DH. The first pitch misses, and it's now 1-0. Yeah, and Dodge did make a right decision. He cut it off, and he threw it to second, and it definitely looked like Soper got the tag down. But they say that Cabales was just in there in time before the throw can come in, and it's another dangerous situation for the Pippins as they're threatening for more. Line to left. Moyer racing over, and it drops just fair. Moyer bobbles it in the line. He'll throw it into second, but Cabales and Dunn sprint around together. It's a 2 RBI single for Shane Simpson, and the lead's now 5-1 for the Pippins. It was right down the line. It was a tough play for Moyer, who was playing a little shaded towards center field with the left-handed hitter, but Simpson lines it towards left field, and it's just fair on the chalk. 2 runs come in, and that'll do it for the pitcher in Dylan O'Connor. That means we're going to step aside and take a break, but when we come back, we'll let you know who the new pitcher is here on the Drifters live stream. The new pitcher in the game is Joshua Marley Yaskapine, the right-hander from Bushnell University. Runner at first as the first pitch from Yaskapine, his hat flies off, and it's 1-0, and man, is that a familiar sight. Every single time that Yaskapine has thrown this season, his hat has flown off. I've tried to tell him, hey, do you need a tighter hat? And he just says no, it just happens naturally. I don't know what it is. Here's the 1-0. Pitch misses outside, and it's now 2-0. Hat stays on that time. Yaskapine comes in for Dylan O'Connor, who went 3 1/3. Had 7 hits given up. 4 runs came in, earned 5 overall. 3 walks for O'Connor and 3 strikeouts. Here's the pitch to Griggs, grounded right back up the middle. It gets past Soper and Yaskapine. Tap in on second, dig into third is Simpson. He'll get in there safely. Now sprinting over to second is Griggs. It's a single, and now 2 runners are in scoring position for the Pippins. Yakima Valley's playing aggressive, and it pays off here in the 5th. Griggs heads to second, and this brings up Josh Davis, the catcher. 2 runners in scoring position now. O'Connor's on the hook for the 1 at third. It's only the 2nd hit overall on the season given up by Yaskapine. First pitch to Davis. In there for a strike, 0-1. Yaskapine overall just 2 innings in 2 games. 5 strikeouts, though. had a 4 strikeout performance against Bend in 1 inning, and that was because of a drop third strike rule. Ended up striking the side and 1 more as the 0-1, a curveball, drops high and inside, and it's 1-1. Yaskapin originally from Hawaii, and he made the trip all the way to Eugene to go play at Bushnell for Coach Richards. Coach Richards brought him, Daniel Furman, onto the team with Kai Kiyamo. Kiyamo has already left the Drifters, and Yaskapin and Furman are on their way soon as the pitch misses inside, 2-1. 5-1, the Pippins lead. 8 hits for Yakima Valley so far in this game. 4 of them have come in this inning. 2-1 the count, 2 outs, or excuse me, 1 out, as the pitch from Yaskapin swung on and missed, 2-2. 2 runners in scoring position with Griggs at second and Simpson at third. The Drifters led 1-0, but they've fallen behind by 4. And Yaskapin drills Davis on the knee, and the bases are loaded. Trainer comes out to go talk to Davis, and he just stumbles up the line. So now the bases are loaded after the hit by pitch. Davis aboard for the first time today after grounding out and striking out. This brings up Owen McWilliam, the left fielder. Davis still trying to shake it off. It's an 87-mile-per-hour fastball for Yaskapin. And it drilled Davis right in the knee, and they're really attending to him now. He's trying to squat it off. That's a tough break for a catcher because you use your knees a lot, especially defensively. But it looks like Davis is going to stay in the game. So Owen McWilliam, he'll come to the plate. 1 for 2 today with a single and strikeout. 5-1 the Pippins lead, and they have a chance for more here in the bottom of the 5th. Yaskapin, the right-hander from Bushnell. He drilled Davis, the first batter he faced after Griggs. In there for a strike on the first pitch to McWilliam. 0-1. It's quite the jam for the Drifters. And already several runs have come in, and this is starting to feel like that 6th inning against Corvallis 2 days ago. Fouled off, 0-2 now. Looked like it might have hit a fan. There was a big reaction. Kid came up with it, 0-2. 1 out, bases loaded. Simpson standing at third, Griggs at second, Davis at first. Here's the 0-2. Grounded, left side, Frazier comes over, fields it, he'll go to 2 and throws it into the outfield. It goes into right field, 2 runs are gonna come in to score. Davis hobbles his way over to third. It's a big error for Dane Frazier, cost the Drifters 2. And the innings extended without an out being recorded. Simpson scored, Griggs scored, Davis heads the third, 7-1 the score. And that could have been an inning-ending double play. Instead, it's extended. This brings up Aiden Van Runsum as the first pitch misses 1-0. So McWilliam reaches on an air. He's standing at first. Van Runsum at the plate, and this means that they've batted now all the way through. This is the 9th hitter of the inning. Runner goes, swing and a miss. And no throw to second. Easily getting there is McWilliam. 7-1, the Pippins lead. 5 runs have come in this inning. And right now the infield will come in. They're hoping to prevent any more. All 4 infielders are standing at the grass now. Here's the 1-1 to Van Runsum. He misses outside. Slider 78 miles per hour. 2-1. Van Runsum at the plate. He's 2 for 2 today, including 2 singles and 2 RBIs. The 2-1 runs inside, and it's now 3-1. Yakima almost hit another batter. It's been a tough inning for the Drifters. Seemingly can't get out of it right now. Just 1 out. Yakima can pitch a little carefully with first base open. 2 runners in scoring position with the Pippins looking for more. Fouled back, 3-1. And man, at this ballpark, a ball could come into the press box. In fact, as I came in, that one came awfully close, I believe. As I came into the press box today, they showed me holes in the wall where the ball had been hit inside the press box. I have my glove right next to me, and I'm ready for a foul ball if it comes this way. Fouled off, and we'll do the 3-2 again to Van Runsum. Three balls, 2 strikes. No action right now in the Drifters bullpen. They're rolling with Yakima right now. Here's the payoff pitch. Chased on a ball in the dirt, but he gets past Quintanar. 1 runner come in, and Davis, he'll score. Heading to first is Van Runsum, and the disastrous inning continues. Yakima got a strikeout. Van Runsum ended up at first on the drop 3rd strike rule. That's the 2nd time Yaskime's had that happen. I was talking about it with Quintanar. His offense has been really good, but he's definitely needed to work on that defense. And right there, a ball in the dirt got past him. He couldn't find it. It allows Davis to sprint home. Another run comes in, 8-1. Still just 1 out. Runners at the corners with Van Runsum at first. First pitch inside to Luke Rolliter, who led off the inning with a single. They've officially batted through the order. Over at third is McWilliam, who advanced on the pass ball. The 1-0. Skied out towards left field in foul territory. Frazier along the netting. It hits the netting. And it's a foul ball. 1-1. 6 runs so far in the inning for Yakima Valley. Just 1 out for the Drifters. Coach Richards said that he had never seen a 10 spot before put up, and Corvallis did that 2 nights ago. Right now, 6 spots on the board. Grounded up the middle. This might end the inning. O'Connor flips it to 2. They go to 1, and they only get the 1 out at second. Oh, wow. They called him out at first. Everybody is booing right now. I think there's going to be a discussion, but in my eyes, Rolliter easily beat the throw. But as it stands right now, they call it an out. The umpires are converging. And I guess they're going to call him out. Wow, okay. It's a 6-4-3 double play, and that'll end the inning. 6 runs come in on 4 hits and a couple errors. We now head to the 6th inning. 8-1 the Pippins lead. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream. we're all still confused why that was called out. It ends up paying off for the Drifters, but as me, the Yakima Valley broadcaster, and the other people in the booth went back and watched that one, looked like he was well safe. Either way, it's a 6-4-3 double play, says the field umpire Anthony Atkinson. And I'll bring up Michael Soper to lead things off for the Drifters. He's followed by Dane Frazier and Jake Dodge. 8-1, the Pippins lead here in the sixth. First pitch from Leverton, misses inside to Soper, 1-0. This is Leverton's longest outing so far this season with the Pippins. Done a really good job today. Just that one run back in the first. He's only allowed one hit since the first as Soper grounds it right back to him. He'll throw it over to first, and the PFPs pay off for Leverton. One-three ground out. Soper now 1 for 3 today. And it brings up Dane Frazier, who today is 1 for 2. Had a single back in the first, and he was gun out at the plate, trying to score on that double from Dodge. Ever since getting that hit, it's been a poor day for Frazier, as the first pitch to him is a slider that breaks away. 1-0. He had the error that threw it into right field. 2 runs came in and extended the inning for the Pippins. They're able to score 2 more. Checks his squeeze. He appeals, and Atkinson said he went. 1-1. So we also got clarification on that foul ball that came into the booth. It did come into the booth, and our PA announcer here almost got hit, and Frazier laces one to right field. It's going back off the wall. He'll dig for 2, fielding in right as Roller. He'll throw it into second, but the throw's up the line, and that's a way to bounce back for Frazier. Absolutely laced that one opposite field off the wall. And he'll put a runner at second for the Drifters. Off the bat, 98 miles per hour. 364 was where he hit it. It is 375 up the wall with a 16-foot wall, so able to hit it 364, not bad for Frazier opposite way, and it brings up Jake Dodge at the plate. Runner at second in Frazier, 8-1 the Pippins lead. First pitch to Dodge, in there for a strike. Slider 73 miles per hour, 0-1. It's really awesome here in Yakima Valley. They've given me a live dashboard for the TrackMan technology here, and it's helped me be able to see the spin rate, the release on the pitcher, the distance of some of these balls hit, the exit velocity as the pitch misses outside 1-1. This is definitely something that I'll have to try to play with when I'm back in Springfield. We definitely have the TrackMan technology, but I've not seen this dashboard available like this before. It'll be cool to implement that back in our home ballpark as Dodge grounds this one foul, first base side, 1-2. I think it's really great just having this data available for the players. Had Sean Minzemeyer back at home for the Drifters doing the TrackMan. I was talking to Isaac Evanue, and Evanue's time with the Drifters is up in about a week or so. After that, he's looking to maybe intern with the Drifters and maybe do some of the TrackMan stuff. 1-2 misses to Dodge outside. 2-2 now. Sixth inning, top of the sixth that is. The Drifters currently trail 8-1 after a 6-run fifth inning for the Pippins. The 2-2, Dodge reaches for it, gets a piece of it, grounds it foul. Mike Takamori, the first base coach over there, can't make the play. We'll see another pitch. Thank you guys for joining us here on the road. We're very excited to bring Drifters baseball on the road this season. Didn't always start out that way as Dodge grounds it to the right side. Griggs, the second baseman, picks it up, throws it over to first. And they get Dodge there. Advancing over to third is Frazier. 2 outs, though, in the top of the sixth. It was a little bit rocky to start here on the road in Yakima Valley. Ultimately, I think the Wi-Fi has really panned out, at least as the game has gone on. That's something to be proud of. At least we're able to stream on YouTube. This brings up Taylor Holder, the right fielder, so far 0 for 1, but he got hit by a pitch his last at bat. Swings at the first pitch, and it's a high fly ball, not very deep in center field. Dunn makes the catch, only 295 feet off the bat of Holder, and that'll do it for the top of the 6th inning. Just the double for Frazier as he's left stranded at third. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. 8-1, the Pippins lead. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream. Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th inning, 8-1. The Drifters currently trail the Yakima Valley Pippins. It's a new pitcher on the mound, and it's a brand new Drifter. It's Austin Anderson. As the first pitch he throws to Hank Dunn is going to be lined to left field, and it gets down right in front of Moyer. He'll throw it to 2, and it gets past the second baseman, able to back it up as Dodge. Almost another disastrous play today. But Dunn is aboard with the single to start things off in the 6th. It's not a great way to start your Drifters career if you're Austin Anderson, either way. Runners on for the Pippins. Brings up Connor Caballas, the shortstop. Caballas so far today had a single in his last at bat before a ground out and a fly out as the first pitch from Anderson's called the strike 0-1. So Austin Anderson, he's originally from Roseburg, Oregon, went to Umpqua Community College. He was teammates with Jay Stoffel at both of those places. In fact, Stoffel is the reason why Anderson is on this team. And so Anderson went to Umpqua like Stoffel, and just like Stoffel, he'll be heading off to the University of Oregon next year. In fact, he just committed to go play for the Ducks. Asked him about that decision and what ultimately led to him deciding to be a Duck. As Caballas lines it to left field and it gets through. Back-to-back singles for the Yakima Valley Pippins. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. 8-1 they lead. But I asked Anderson why he chose the Ducks, and he said that he wanted to stay in-state, and ultimately his coaches just recommended the University of Oregon. They felt that the pitching staff was a little bit better in Eugene, for him at least, and that was the decision for him. Didn't really think about it too much. So we'll bring up Jackson Sorensen, the first baseman. 2 runners on for him, nobody out as the first pitch from Anderson in there for a strike, 0-1. So Umpqua, they have a pretty decent baseball program. They've been able to push a couple of guys up to U of O. Definitely paid off for the Ducks with Stoffel. His pitch misses outside, 1-1. Stoffel ended up being the Sunday guy this past year for the Ducks. It's a good move for him. The 1-1 misses outside. It's now 2-1 to Jackson Sorensen. It's actually funny just talking to Austin Anderson. I asked him, where did you transfer from, when Jay Stoffel introduced him to me and said he was heading off to Oregon as the 2-1 is thrown. In there for a strike, 2-2. Anderson joked to me, Vanderbilt, and I laughed, but he was really joking with me on that one. Be crazy if he was a Vanderbilt pitcher that transferred to Oregon, although Oregon did just get a Vanderbilt guy himself. But a little bit of a fun joke for him. Pitch runs away, 3-2. Full count, nobody out. Caballas and Dunn on base. Caballas at first, Dunn at second after back-to-back singles to left. Jackson Sorensen at the plate. Today has a sac fly, a walk, and a fly out. The 3-2. Sorensen fouls away. We'll see another 3-2 pitch. So Springfield, they won the series against Corvallis. It was a big series win for the Drifters, and I know a lot of the players were feeling that the team was starting to head in the right direction. Right now they trail by 7 as Anderson walks the batter in Sorensen, and the bases are loaded. So we'll bring up Shane Simpson, the cleanup hitter. Bases loaded, nobody out. There's a play at every base. But I know that these players, they definitely felt like they were hot after winning the Corvallis series, but I think that today has been a very humbling experience. First pitch comes in, a strike from Anderson, 0-1. There's a long drive up here as this one's fouled off by Simpson. 0-2. There's a long drive up here, and maybe the drive is getting to the players. A little over 6-hour drive to Yakima Valley today. Doesn't seem like anybody's woken up to play. The 0-2 down in the dirt, and it's now 1-2 to Shane Simpson, the DH. Today is 1 for 2 with 2 runs and a walk. It was a 6-run 5th inning for the Pippins. They have bases loaded, nobody out here in the 6th. Ball gets in the dirt, and keeping in front of him was Quintanar. Sprinting in was Anderson. Simpson, it looked like, checked his swing, although they didn't call him going. So we'll see another pitch, 2-2 the count. Bases loaded as the sun begins to set here in Yakima Valley. The right-hander nods, comes set. This one skied out towards left field from Simpson. 3 Drifters are converging. Frazier sliding in foul territory, can't make the catch as it falls in between the trio in Moyer, O'Connor, and Frazier. We'll see another 2-2 pitch. Two the count, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Got him looking. Shane Simpson goes down on a backwards K. Austin Anderson picks up strikeout number 1 as the first out's recorded here in the 6th. It's a huge strikeout for Anderson. He's able to get that first out. So we'll bring up Tyler Griggs now. He's the former Central Arizona product. First pitch to him, in there for a strike, 0-1. So Griggs, he was at Central Arizona this past year with Jalen Ray, the Springfield Drifters shortstop. Both of them won the JUCO World Series this past year, and Griggs, he's heading off to Gonzaga. Swing and a miss from him, and it's 0-2. Griggs is originally from Rochester, New York. So he made the transition from Rochester, which is East Coast, all the way to Arizona, which is a desert, now to the Pacific Northwest, which you get a lot of rain. So you go from tons of snow to tons of sun to tons of rain. Here's the 0-2. Griggs reaches for it, sends it a mile in the air. Coming in as the right fielder Holder. He'll make the catch without his hat on. He'll gun it to the plate now as Dodge cuts it off. Sliding in safely is the runner and Hank Dunn. Yakima Valley extends their lead 9-1 now. It's the second out though for the sac fly from Griggs. So we'll bring up a pinch hitter. This is Jake Borst. So Jake Borst will come into the game for Josh Davis, who last inning was hit by a pitch right on the knee as the first pitch into him misses inside 1-0. So Borst will come in the sixth. Davis, who was 0 for 2 after that hit by pitch. Borst reaches for it, and it's now 1-1. Borst from Cal State San Bernardino, originally from Imperial Beach, California. It's a transfer from Southwestern College. 2-1 the count as Anderson misses low. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. 9-1 the score. Here's the 1-2. High. Runner's going to go. It's a delayed steal. Soper going to chase back the runner. They get the 1 run to score. They're tagging the runner at first in Sorensen, but coming in to score is Cabales. The lead's now 10-1 as we head to the 7th inning. 2 more runs come in for Yakima Valley. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream. Top of the 7th inning, 10-1. The Yakima Valley Pippins currently lead the Springfield Drifters. Leverton still on the game as the first pitch to Dominic Hellman misses inside, and it's 1-0. It's been 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings. 2 runs and 6 runs, and then 2 runs again for Yakima Valley. All 10 runs in the last 3 frames. As Hellman sees the pitch called for a strike, 1-1. Hellman today 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Breaking ball misses, and it's now 2-1 to Hellman. Drifters trailing by 9 runs. Hellman waits for an off-speed pitch, flares it out towards right field, coming in and making the catch as the right fielder Rolliter. And the first out's recorded here in the 7th. The Drifters so far, just 5 hits. 3 of them were in the first. It's been a tough slate hitting. Quintanar fouls this one away. 0-1. The Drifters had 1 hit in the 5th, 1 hit in the 6th to get up to 5 hits after hitless 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings for the Drifters. The 0-1 to Quintanar runs inside, 88 miles per hour from Leverton. 1-1. There is a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for Yakima Valley. It's number 25, Riley McAdams, the sophomore. Quintanar looks at a pitch below the knees. 2-1. Quintanar today, 2 groundouts to the shortstop, Caballas. Here's the 2-1. Quintanar slaps it towards left center field in the alleyway. Dunn runs in and makes the catch. And that'll do it for Quintanar. Back-to-back flyouts. 2 outs now in the top of the 7th. 10-1, Yakima Valley currently leading. 1 for 2 now is Sheehan O'Connor as he'll step up to the plate. He had a single in his last at-bat. One of the 5 hits for the Drifters. First pitch hits him. Got squared up right on the back. It's another hit by pitch today. That's the 3rd one overall, 2nd one against the Drifters. I'll put a runner on with 2 outs. So we'll bring up Cannon Reener, who today is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to center field. The ends get dimmer here in the Yakima Valley. Just past 9 o'clock now. Here's the first pitch to Reeder. He showed bunt pulled back. It's called a strike anyways, 0-1. The entire infield was shaded very far deep. In fact, the corner of the infield was standing near the grass line in the outfield. The 0-1 to Reeder. Inside, and it's now 1-1. Cannon Reeder's parents are actually here tonight in Yakima. They came over to Springfield and Corvallis for the home with the Corvallis Knights. Go back to first. In there safely is O'Connor, 1-1. And his parents ended up traveling up here to Yakima to go see him play tonight. Man, it's been a flip-flop series for them in their 4 games. 1-1. High and inside. 2-1 now to Reeder. So they saw a 3-1 victory against Corvallis, game number 1. Theo Millis was excellent in that one. Then, game 2, they saw the Drifters trailing 14-0. Ultimately ended up losing 14-2. As the 2-1 to Reeder's line to left center field. Dunn charging in, trying to dive and make the catch. He cannot. It drops to the ground. He'll throw it to third, and O'Connor's in there safely standing up. It's a double for Cannon Reeder, and now 2 runners are in scoring position with 2 outs. Just looked like Dunn took a tough angle. He tried to dive for it, and it was an awkward body contortion for him. It'll bring up the top of the order with Mac Moyer. 6th hit overall for the Drifters. They have a chance to score some runs here in the top of the 7th as they trail 10-1. Moyer today 0 for 3 with a strikeout looking in his last at bat. First pitch to him, a slider, 74 miles per hour with an 11-inch break from Leverton. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Moyer. That one runs low. 1-1. It's like another pitcher warming up for the Drifters. Looks like number 40, Eli Holbert, getting set to throw. So a little bit of action for Yakima Valley as Leverton misses outside, and it's 2-1. He's gone 6 2/3. He has allowed 6 hits, but only 1 run has come in, and that run is all the way back in the first. In fact, half of the hits that he's given up are in the first as well. Just needs 1 more out to go 7. The 2-1, grounded right side. Picking it up is Griggs. He'll go over to first. And Blake Leverton's through 7 with just 1 run given up. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's take me out to the ballpark time as the Drifters tail 10-1 here in Yakima. Bottom of the 7th inning, and the first pitch from Anderson comes in for a strike, 0-1. So Austin Anderson's left in the game. Jake Borst comes back up. Last inning he was up and ended up having a runner thrown out as it's now 0-2 from Anderson. So Borst was at the plate. They had Sorensen at first and a runner at third. Sorensen got in a run down to score the run as Borst grounds it up the middle. Tough play by the second baseman, Soper. He'll make the play as he flips it over to first with Dodge. And the first out's recorded. So we'll bring up Owen McWilliam, the left fielder. Actually scratch that. Actually, it is McWilliam. So he'll come up again. McWilliam, a single and reaching on air today, as well as a strikeout. We'll show bunt, gets it down the third base line, foul. 0-1. 10-1, Yakima Valley currently leading the Drifters. The Drifters gave up 6 runs all the way back 2 innings ago in the 5th. It's been a long game. 2 runs in the 4th, 6 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 6th for Yakima Valley. And that took it from a 1-0 Drifters lead to a 10-1 Drifters deficit. The 0-1, check swing, he went 0-2. It's a little bit of a homecoming for some of these players for the Drifters. There's a few guys from Yakima Valley College and actually one player from Yakima. As this one misses, 1-2 from Anderson. Ryan Fowler, he's actually from Yakima, as well as Peyton Childers, Dane Frazier, Ryan Hayes being from Yakima Valley College. Lined up the middle on the ground, gets through. It's a single for McWilliam, his second overall today. Puts a runner on first with one out here in the bottom of the seventh. Aiden Van Rensum coming up. He'll hit again for the fourth time today. 2 for 3 with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. First pitch, fouled off the mask of Quintanar, 0-1. Eleven hits for the Pippins today, and they've been efficient, 10 runs. 1-2, sent out towards center field, not very far. Raider charging in the right center field alley. He'll make the catch along the run, and man, he went a mile for that one. It probably would have been a lot easier if Holder came over to make the catch, but Reeder sprinted right in front of him to make the catch, and Reeder goes and taps off Holder saying, oh, I thought it was coming a little bit more my direction. Ended up carving into right field, and Holder didn't make the catch, but Reeder did. It's an F8 flyout. I'll bring up Luke Rolliter. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Rolliter, he came up twice in the fifth inning. He had a single that started that inning, and then he grounded into a 6-4-3 double play, and man, that was a tough one at first for Yakima Valley. As he'll ground one to the right side, Soper comes in, fields it on an awkward hop, and throws it over to Dodge at first. He gets Rolliter, and William is left stranded at first after the one-out single. We head to the eighth inning. 10-1, Yakima Valley currently leading the Springfield Drifters. You're watching the Springfield Drifters on the road here in Yakima. Back here for the top of the eighth inning, the Springfield Drifters currently trailing the Yakima Valley Pippins 10-1. It's been a rough game for the Drifters. So the first pitch from the newly inserted pitcher Riley McAdams misses away, 1-0. McAdams, 6'6", 235 pounds from Seattle. As the 1-0 to Soper, line towards left field. It's dropping fast, but coming in fast is the left fielder in McWilliam. The out is recorded. Soper now 1 for 4 today with that single back in the first. So bring up Dane Frazier, who's 2 for 3 today with a single and a double. The last one he laced to right field. He got it off the wall. First pitch from McAdams in there for a strike, 0-1. McAdams plays his collegiate baseball in Seattle at the University of Washington as the 0-1 misses. 1-1. His third outing of the year with Yakima Valley. He's thrown 4 innings, struck out 3, has yet to give up a run, and then allowed 4 hits through 3 innings against Portland on June 24th. Inside, and it's 2-1. So overall, pretty good numbers. No runs given up. That's a plus for any pitcher. Pitch inside, 2-1. 90-mile-per-hour ball thrown from McAdams. Out of high school, he was the number 3 ranked player in the state. That was according to Prep Baseball Report. As Frazier gets jammed up, slicing into foul territory and landing in foul territory. Almost hit a fan. It's 3-2. Yeah, and really good turnout tonight in Yakima Valley. I think this is the largest crowd the Drifters have played in front of this season. Gotta love the fans being here at a baseball stadium. 3-2. Frazier lines it towards right field. It's slicing fast, and making the catch in the wall is Rolliter. He sprinted a mile to get it. It's in the deepest part of right field, and he catches it along the green wall. That one went 305 feet. It's 293 straight down the line, and it was just a little bit further in play from the line. That's why it was able to be caught by Rolliter, and the second out's recorded. First pitch to Jake Dodge, and man, he did not want to swing at that one. He took his arm off the bat before the pitch had even come in. It's called a strike, 0-1. Second pitch comes in. Dodge swings at it, skies it high in the air, in foul territory. Borst, the catcher, comes over and makes the catch. And the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down. They all go out on flyouts. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Yakima Valley looking for last-minute insurance in this 10-1 ball game. Bottom of the 8th inning, a new pitcher on the mound for the Drifters, and it's Addison Maddox. First pitch from Maddox, called the strike to Hayden Dunn. As the top of the order comes up for the Yakima Valley Pippins, Dunn, Cabales, and Sorensen. This is Addison Maddox's first game with the Springfield Drifters, as the 0-1 comes in outside, slider, 1-1. So Addison Maddox, he'll be heading off to the University of Hawaii next year. 6'4", 193 pounds. Pretty good frame. Pitch outside, 2-1. So this is his first action with the Drifters. He showed up to the team on Tuesday with Dominic Hellman. We finally get to break out that number 11 jersey. 2-1. In there for a strike, 2-2. Reason he showed up to the team so late is, well, he had to graduate high school. Had to deal with all the high school graduation parties, family members coming into town, you bet it. And he had to do it. Here's the 2-2. Dunn fouls it off. We'll see it again. Originally from Edmonds, Washington, so playing in his home state here in Yakima. He's actually my roommate today. I have a couple of players I'm staying with at our hotel. As Dunn grounds it to the third base side, Frazier fields it on a backhand, fires it across the diamond, and that's a strong throw from Dane Frazier to get the first out here in the 8th. So my roommates are Addison Maddox and Cade Christ. We had Ryan Fowler with us, but Ryan Fowler's from Yakima, and so he said, hey guys, I'm just gonna go home. So I got to sleep with Chris and Maddox in our hotel room. Here's Connor Cabales, first pitch inside, 1-0. It's been really great to be able to actually go on the road today. It's our first time actually going on the road for a full road trip. Staying in the hotel and everything. The 1-0 to Cabales, swing and a miss. 1-1. Our first road game of the year was Corvallis on Wednesday, and the Drifters didn't stay in a hotel. It was just up to Corvallis for the day. As Cabales looks at a pitch, miss, 2-1. But finally, we had enough room for me to go. Got to get a hotel room this time. That was the big thing why I couldn't go on the road. The 2-1 is fouled off by Cabales, 2-2. And so they finally had room for me to go on this trip, and here I am. We're so glad to be able to provide Drifters baseball on the road this season. Hoping to do so for the remainder of the year. Glad the Wi-Fi ended up panning out for the remainder of this broadcast. We've done all right. Here's the 2-2. Grounded up the middle, coming over and fielding it on a backhand with a bobble is Soper. He'll throw to first. It gets past Dodge, but Quintanar backs it up. And that's an error on Soper. Third error today for the Drifters. Just hasn't been their day defensively. Brings up Jackson Sorensen, the first baseman. Maddox now has to work out of the stretch. First pitch in, called a strike outside part of the plate, 0-1. Springfield, they used to be in the bottom half. In fact, they used to be bottom in the WCL in defense. Currently, they've improved as the pitch misses outside from Maddox, 1-1. They're currently 11th in the WCL in fielding percentage. They have 39 errors overall on the season, but 3 today. Here's a 1-1, chopped foul, 1-2. Sorensen today, 2 walks, a sac fly, and a flyout. Has a runner at first. 10-1 the score. Yakima Valley leading in the bottom of the 8th. Addison Maddox, the right-hander, he's set. Here's the 1-2. Reached for, sent out towards left field. Coming in is Moyer, fielding it along the line, and making the catch is the left fielder, Moyer. Heading back to first is Kamalis. Second out is recorded here in the 8th. This brings up Shane Simpson, the DH. Simpson today had a hit in the 5th. He also scored a run after walking in the 4th, but other than that, a strikeout and a flyout. Here's the first pitch to Simpson. Runs inside on him. 1-0. 77-mile-per-hour slider there, it looked like, from Maddox. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Because Addison Maddox is new to the team, I have to go and ask him tonight in the room what pitches he throws. I believe he throws a fastball, a slider, and a changeup. At least that's what it's looked like in the natural eye. But I got a sheet at the beginning of the year with all the pitchers and what pitches they throw. But he wasn't here, and so I'll have to go ask him about that one. So the 1-1 runs away. Quintanar keeps it just in front of him enough to keep the runner at first and Caballas. 2-1 the count, 2 outs. Caballas over there at first. It was 10 unanswered runs for Yakima Valley, and that's been the difference. Drifters scored first, but it didn't pay off. Grounded foul, 2-2. I really think that the Drifters were overconfident coming into today. I think that they felt like they were a better team than Yakima Valley. I think that they felt really hot after beating Corvallis. I think they came in today a little over cocky. They trail by 9. 2-2. Off speed, 3-2. In fact, a word that Coach Richards has described this group at in times is a word entitled. A lot of these D1 guys feel like they're entitled to playing time, entitled to success. Success doesn't come easy, and I think right now it's a humbling experience. Caballas is going to go on the 3-2 pitch, and this one's fouled away by Simpson. That's another pitch. One thing I've learned in the WCL, you are not entitled to any wins. Despite the records, you're going to have to play some baseball. And tonight, Yakima Valley, they came out ready. Springfield, I don't know if they came out ready. They started the game ready, but they definitely panned off. The 3-2 misses outside. It's a ball thrown by Maddox, and it puts 2 runners on now. This brings up Tyler Griggs, the second baseman. Caballas moves over to second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 10-1 Yakima Valley currently leading with Griggs up for the 5th time. 2 strikeouts, a single, and a sac fly for Griggs. Here's the first pitch from Maddox inside. Almost hit Griggs, 1-0. There's been a lot of hit by pitches today, thrown by both teams. Been a little bit of control issues, but no warnings. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. 76-mile-per-hour pitch from Maddox, 1-1. So this is my first time on the road, so it'll be interesting to see what it's like after a loss like this. I know the loss after Corvallis, everybody went home. But after a 10-1 deficit here in the 8th. Got to think it's going to be pretty quiet as Griggs chops one to the left side, and it's an infield hit. It's basically a swinging bunt to the shortstop, O'Connor. There wasn't any play anywhere, and the bases are loaded. Brings up Jake Borst, the catcher. He came in the 6th inning. Ended up getting an at-bat last inning in the 7th. He led things off with a ground out to Michael Soper. 0 for 1. First pitch to Borst. Gets away. Keeping him in front of him is Quintanar, the catcher. On the bus ride in today, we watched Forrest Gump, and knowing this team, we'll probably never watch Forrest Gump again before game day. This is a very superstitious bunch. Is the 1-0. Rope to left on a line and a grounder. 1 run scores, they hold up another. The lead's extended now to 10 as it's 11-1 in favor of the Pippins. RBI single for Jake Borst, and it brings up Owen McWilliam, the left fielder. Kamales came in to score on that play. Over to third is Simpson, and over to second is Griggs. Here's the first pitch to McWilliam, grounded to the left side. Frazier snags it, and they rule it just foul. That was right on the chalk. It was a close play, but ultimately it ruled foul ball. 0-1 the count to McWilliam. He reached an error all the way back in the 5th. Other than that, he had 2 singles today and a strikeout. So 2 for 4 day overall, with 3 times reaching base safely for the left fielder for the Pippins. Here's the 0-1. That one's high. 1-1. So I was mentioning this group being very superstitious. Don't know if we'll watch Forrest Gump again. And we'll see if we wear these gray pants again, because the first time we wore the gray pants, it was 14-2 against Corvallis. Second time, 11-1 here with Yakima Valley. Fouled off by McWilliam. See another pitch. 1-2 the count. 2 outs, bases loaded. Drifters trying to get out of this inning without surrendering any more runs. Yakima Valley trying to provide any extra insurance. I mean, 10 runs, it seems like enough at this point. 1-2, got him looking. Maddox gets his first strikeout as a Drifter. 1 run comes in on the RBI hit for Jake Borst. We head to the 9th inning. 11-1, the Pippins lead. The Drifters need a miracle here in Yakima. Welcome back here to Yakima Valley. A new pitcher on the mound. It's Henry Gargis, who, well, he's an outfielder. And he's getting the action here in the 9th inning. He's from Yakima, so he's a hometown kid playing for the Pippins. He attends Stanford University. And is now 2-0, so in a 10-run game, the Pippins throw out an outfielder to try to get the save. Interesting move, but he just joined the team after making the College World Series. As Holder will look at another ball thrown, and it's 3-0 from Gargis. He went to A.C. Davis High School here in Yakima. He was a team captain for 3 years and a 2-time league MVP, but he walks Taylor Holder on 4 pitches. Leadoff man's aboard for the Drifters. So we'll bring up Dominic Hellman. First pitch to Hellman, high, 1-0. So Gargis, this is his first time throwing this summer with the Pippins. Overall, as a hitter, he's 1 for 5 with a double. Hellman almost gets clipped. It gets past Borst, the catcher. Heading over to second is Holder. And a runner's in scoring position for the Drifters here in the 9th. Now stepping off the mound is Gargis. Gargis is a left-hander. And as far as I can see, he did not see any action as a pitcher in college, and this one's a high thrown ball. Heading over to third is Holder. It's ball 7. It's a bold strategy for Yakima Valley. And quickly you can see 2 guys head towards the bullpen for the Pippins. There's a preview of me throwing on the mound later this season, if that ever happens, I'd assume. The 3-0 as a firework goes off in the distance, called a strike, 3-1. It is fireworks night here tonight, and the attendance has been announced. 1,197 fans here in Yakima. And it's a ball 4 walk to Dominic Hellman. So 9 pitches from Gargis, 8 balls. War's going to go tie things over with Gargis. And Gargis isn't a pitcher, so they're throwing him out there hoping to close this game out and not waste any of their pitchers. Why not for the Yakima Valley native? But again, it is fireworks night, and that's why the fans are out. Be a nice fireworks show here in Yakima, as this valley is absolutely gorgeous, and I can just tell that just being in this area, you're going to be able to see the fireworks from a lot of different angles in this area. I'm sure the sound will echo off of the hills in the distance. 1-0 to Matt Quintanar, the catcher. Quintanar 0 for 3 today with 2 groundouts and a flyout. Here's the 1-0. Down the middle, called the strike, 1-1. It was a nice drive driving up to Yakima. Go along the Columbia River Gorge for a while, and then you cut up north at Biggs Junction. 1-1 misses, 2-1. Then after that, you drive north, and there really isn't a lot up until you get up to Yakima. But it's a nice drive through the forest. It's a little bit more foresty than Biggs Junction and that portion of the Columbia River Gorge, as Quintanar fouls it off. You go through the town of Goldendale, and I saw on the map, Goldendale has an observatory there, which is pretty cool. Definitely can get a lot of angles at the stars in this area. There's not a lot of homes or houses in this side of the state, as Quintanar gets hit by a pitch and the bases are loaded. Still nobody out. The Drifters trail by 10. So 2 walks and a hit by pitch for Gargis. Not a great outing as a pitcher. And now Chris Angel's going to go talk to him. But again, there really isn't a lot in that part of the state, and so it's a perfect place for observatory. You can see a lot of the stars. Here right now in Yakima Valley, you can't see any stars in the sky. It's just an absolutely pitch black night. Sunset is setting still, so it's not pitch black, I might add. The sky is really, really clear. They break the mound meeting. Gonna bring up Sheehan O'Connor with the bases loaded. Nobody out, top of the 9th. 11-1 the score, Yakima Valley currently leading. O'Connor looks at a pitch called a strike, going 1. Gargis throwing 85 miles per hour there. The 0-1, 87 miles per hour below the knees, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Sheehan O'Connor. Slaps it foul, right field side, 1-2. Sheehan O'Connor at Everett Community College. Played there after playing at Eastside Catholic in the Seattle area. Ended up coming down because of his relationship with Keith Hessler, assistant coach for the Drifters, and Gargis gets a strikeout looking. Outfielder, doesn't matter. It's a backwards K for him. He gets the first out with the bases loaded. Brings up Cannon Reeder now with a chance to drive in some runs, pad the stats. 1 out, top of the 9th. 11-1 the score. Yakima Valley currently leading. First pitch to Reeder. High, 1-0. Reeder had a double in his last at bat back in the 7th. Prior to that, he flew out to center field 2 times. The 1-0 inside, and it's now 2-0. Reeder got to play in his home ballpark, his future home, that is, Goss Stadium, 2 days ago. That was a cool experience for him as the 2-0 runs away, 3-0. Yesterday, he got put into the game against the Corvallis Knights as a defensive substitution in the 9th inning, and man, did that pay off for Richards. Reeder had a diving play in center field, and he robbed his future roommate Eli Kennel of a hit. A 3-0 in there for a strike. 3-1 now to Reeder. Asked Reeder how that felt, and he said, oh, it was great, especially because Kennel made a play on Reeder 2 games ago. So he kind of got him back. The 3-1 catches his own, 86 miles per hour on the outside part of the plate. And Gargis has worked this count full. Three balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 out, top of the 9th. Here's the pitch to Reeder. High. Gargis walks in a run. 11-2 is the score now, and it'll bring up the top of the order, and Mac Moyer. RBI walk for Cannon Reeder. So 3 walks and a hit by pitch scores a run for the Drifters, their 2nd of the night. No hits in this inning, and here's the top of the order in Moyer. He's hitless today. 0-1 now to Moyer as Gargis fires in an 85-mile-per-hour pitch for a strike. He has a spin rate of 19.48. It's not the worst spin rate. Breaking ball misses, 1-1. Get a 12-inch break on that curveball. 1-1 to Moyer. High, 2-1. Hank Moyer, he's a really great kid. Every ballpark, or every time I'm at the ballpark, rather, always says hey to me. 3-1 the count now to Moyer here in the top of the ninth. 11-2 the score. Bases are loaded, just one out. As Gargis has walked the bases full and has already walked in a run. The 3-1 to Moyer. Outside. Back-to-back walks, scoring runs. I think the fans here are getting restless. They're starting to boo. So Hellman heads to third, Quintanar to second. Or rather, Quintanar to third. Hellman scored. As the pitch is in there for a strike to Soper, 0-1. So Holder scored, Hellman scored in this inning. Quintanar over to third, Reeder over to second, and Moyer at first as another strike is thrown. 0-2 now to Michael Soper. I think the strategy for the Drifters was don't lift the bat, but they're falling behind 0-2. Maybe Soper will have to swing. 11-3 the score. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 3 pitches, 3 strikes from Gargis, and Soper goes down looking. Second backwards K for Gargis. That's a good pitch. 76 miles per hour. Horizontal break of 9 inches. Vertical break of 3 inches. You can't complain there. Brings up Dane Frazier. Bases still loaded, 2 outs though. First pitch to Frazier inside, 1-0. Drifters trailed by 8, 11-3 the score. Just 6 hits for Springfield today. 3 of them coming in the first. It just hasn't been their offensive day. There's the 1-0. Frazier lines it towards center field. Dunn comes in and can't make the catch. 1 run's gonna score. Second one coming in. The throw goes to third. It gets past the third baseman, Van Runsum. Coming in to score is Moyer now. It's a 3 RBI hit for Dane Frazier, and it's 11-3. Have a day, Dane Frazier. 3 hits, a single, another single, and a double, as well as 3 RBIs on that hit. Brings up Jake Dodge as he's the 9th batter to come up in this inning for Springfield. Runner at second, still 2 outs as an off-speed buckles him up. 0-1. Lefty on lefty matchup here with Gargis. 11-6 the score. Pitch misses away and it's now 1-1. Fans wanted that one called a strike. They're arguing. There's the pitch to Dodge. On misses below the knees. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 to Dodge. Catches the knees, a strike, 2-2. So the Drifters are down to their final strike. They threw out Gargis, and they've scored so far 5 runs. See if they can score more. The 2-2. Dodge reaches for it, sends it a flare to left field. It gets down. They wave Frazier. The throw coming into the plate, and Frazier heads back to third. Dodge now sliding in safely to second. It's a hit for Jake Dodge, and now 2 runners in scoring position as Dane Frazier learns from his mistake and stays put at third. They're still keeping Gargis in the game. 11-6, and Taylor Holder comes up for the 2nd time in this inning. And now I believe we are going to get the pitching change. We'll see. And it is going to be a pitching change, so that'll do it for Gargis. We'll step aside and take one last break here on the Drifters live stream. Find out who that new pitcher is, as the score is 11-6 in the top of the ninth. 2 runners on, 2 outs here on the Drifters live stream.
Your attention, now pitching for the Yakima Valley Pippins, number 27, Yeager.
So he's your guys' age.
What was that?
Welcome back to Yakima County Stadium. My name is Knight Uretsky, your play-by-play man for the Springfield Drifters. 5 runs have come in the inning after Henry Gargis was put into the game, but they've had enough of him. 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs, and Isaac Yeager, the right-hander from Washington, on to close things out as the first pitch to Taylor Holder called the strike 0-1. Holder led off this inning with a 4-pitch walk. That was a 90-mile-per-hour fastball for the right-hander, Isaac Yeager, from Seattle, Washington. He'll be heading off to UW for his freshman year in the fall. Holder reaches for this one, and he fouls it away, and the Drifters are down to their final strike for the second time today. 79-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch from Yeager. He has a fastball that sits in the high 80s. Has been as high as 91 and obviously has thrown a 90-mile-per-hour fastball so far in his first 2 pitches. Here's the 0-2. Gets past the catcher, Boers, coming down the line and scoring is Dane Frazier. It's 11-7. So a pass ball scores another run for the Drifters. 6 so far in the inning. Over to third is Dodge. Holder checks his swing. Did he go? He did. And that'll do it for us here in Yakima as the Drifters fall 11-7. And that score is a lot closer than what this game actually was. As 6 runs came in that final inning. There was only 2 hits for the Drifters. And ultimately, it was just a poor middle portion of this game. 2 runs in the 4th, 6 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 6th. 3 errors overall for the team defensively. The Drifters just couldn't get it all together. They took the lead early 1-0. They led 1-0 after 3 1/3. But after that point, it just kind of was off the rails at that point. Yakima Valley took the lead in the bottom of the 4th, 2-1. And after that point, the Drifters have a hard time coming from behind. And it really showed today as they fall 11-7. Gargis came in and gave up 6 runs, but those 6 runs really shouldn't be an indicator of what this game was. it was a blowout by Yakima Valley, and the Drifters were completely out of it for a majority of the game. I think that it's going to be a very quiet bus ride back to the hotel, but the good news is that the Drifters will be back in action tomorrow against Yakima Valley. That game's going to be at 7:05. That's right, it's going to be another late one here in Yakima Valley. The 7:05 home starts for the Pippins. But that'll do it for us here in Game 1 as the Drifters fall 11-7. You've been watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream. We'll see you tomorrow here in Yakima.